Hi everyone, welcome. Looks like we're live. This is awesome. I'm so excited about this. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Hi. Let's see who else is here. This is amazing. I'm so excited. All right, so here we go. Welcome everyone. My name is Damilare, life coach, joyful dancer, fitness presenter, coming to you live for day 24, day 24 of the Noon Boost with Damilare. And today we're talking about communication in relationships. This is awesome, and I really, really love this, and I'm passionate about this because the quality of our lives is dependent on the quality of our relationships. If I say that in reverse, the quality of our relationships affects the quality of our lives. And so whether you recognize this or not, your relationships affect you. And so I did find it interesting that a couple of days back, I put on my Facebook profile in another group that I was. I said, whatever you heard or seen is issues with couples or that they need to solve to have a joyful and fulfilled relationship. And people commented and everyone was talking, and on my Facebook page I got a couple of comments, people sent me messages inbox, and also on another Facebook group that I'm part of, which is part of the Tony Robbins official Comeback Challenge. A lot of people comment, like right now I have over 150 comments there. So it's like, apparently relationship matters. Like people really, really care about relationship. The other thing which I found out was that communication was a recurring theme, okay? Was a recurring theme on that. And I was like, so what is it about communication in relationships? Like what is it that causes problems with people? Because you hear it all the time. Communication is the number one thing. Communication is the important thing. But then why do people still have challenges with communication? So I began to think and research and talk to people, and I realized a key thing, okay? So first of all, let us agree on the definition of communication, all right? So simply said, it's when message sent is the same as message received. Yeah, can we agree on that? Okay, so when the person sending the message sends it through whatever means, like, verbal, body language, non-verbal, all of that, and the person receiving the message receives it exactly, then that's it, all right? Now, you will find out, and you might already know, that communication goes beyond just the words. Sometimes we are communicating feelings as part of our words or gestures. And so when there's a disconnect in the whole message being sent, there is a challenge, all right? Specifically to couples, one of the things I found out is when people are saying there's lack of communication, is also attached to needs being met. Okay, so I talked to a few people, this is pretty mature. So I came up, okay, with a little chart, actually a couple of charts, a diagram of how to explain this to you so that you understand how you can have effective communication in your relationship, okay? Quite a number of things that I've written down, okay? Just try to follow me. I don't know if you can see my chart here already. If you cannot, I will bring it closer so that you can see. If you're just joining us, again, welcome. My name is Damilare, joyful dancer. I'm a life coach. I'm a dancer fitness presenter. And today we're talking about communication and relationships. So you may have noticed that I'm streaming this from Zoom onto Facebook. So I may not be able to see your Facebook comments directly, except I check. And I will try to check somewhere in between. If you want to be part of this recording live, you can actually join me on Zoom. So log on to Zoom, and in the meeting ID, just choose meeting name and put the Joyful Dancer. Okay, so you can join me on Zoom live for this streaming at the Joyful Dancer. In any case, if you're just watching me on Facebook and you're fine with that, that's good. So let's begin. Communication, all right? So I have this little chart here that I put together, and if you can see it, let me see if you can see it. All right, there's a little something. Okay, so there are 4 columns. If you can see the 4 columns, okay? The one column says needs not communicated plus needs met. Okay? The other one said needs communicated plus needs met. The lower one says needs not communicated plus needs not met. And then the last one says needs communicated plus needs not met. Okay? So I have found that in many cases, when couples are complaining about communication problems in their relationship, it falls into one of these categories. All right? It's either they have not communicated their needs and somehow the needs got met. Okay? Now, in my experience, this is rare. Okay? So this is the cases where you have a partner that is always anticipating your needs. Okay? Before you say something, they already know. Everyone wishes for that. The challenge with that is that it's not effective, it's not reliable, and actually, after a while, the partner who keeps meeting the needs of the other one will begin to feel overwhelmed and tired because it's always a guessing game. You know, what does he need now? What does she need now? And try to anticipate those needs, okay? So, it's great, it's not effective, and actually, in my second chart here, I'll talk a little bit about, let's get back there. Now, this is where needs are communicated and needs are met, all right? This is where we want to be, okay? So, an ideal communication pattern is when each partner is able to communicate their needs to the other, and the other partner is able to meet the needs of their partner. So basically, there's a flow back and forth, all right? I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Next one is the needs communicated and needs not met. Now, this is not good. This is when one partner has been vulnerable in communicating their needs and the other partner did not meet the need, okay? There are reasons this happens, and we'll get there in a moment. And then this is where the needs are not communicated and the needs are not met. You know, if you ask me, I'll be like, duh, like, you didn't tell me what you want, I did not meet your needs, why is there a problem? Good question. Why is there a problem? So I'm going to head on to the other sheet that I've prepared. After this presentation, feel free to ask me questions in the comments on the Facebook Live. I'll be happy to jump in back there and answer. Right now, I just want to get through the information so that you can get a good grasp of it. Okay? So, in the first case of needs not communicated and needs not met, I already talked about that. It's rare and it's non-reliable, actually non-realistic, okay? The other one, needs not communicated, needs not met. This leads to one partner beginning to repress their needs because they was like, I don't know if I should say it because I don't know if they're gonna meet my needs. And then also resentment starts to build up, okay? The other one, there's needs communicated and needs not met. Again, this is one pattern that in a relationship leads to rejection. So one partner begins to feel rejected and begins to resist any kind of, I don't know, advances or love or affection from the other partner. And then here is needs communicated and needs met. This is rapport, okay? This is where close and harmonious relationship happens, okay? I've also put there like sympathetic relationship, right? This is when the needs and the feelings, so like the ideas and the feelings of each other is met. At the same time, they're in sync. It is in this zone that mutual respect and trust builds, okay? So, when we think about these boxes and the different things, what happens? How do couples get to the point where their needs are either communicated or not communicated, or met or not met? All right? Okay. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Again, I'm happy to answer questions at the end of this. This is a new boost. I just want to give you the quick tips as we go so that I'm not holding you too long. All right, so here is what I'm breaking the 3 U's. And actually, this idea I got from Tony Robbins' teachings. And he does a lot of teachings about feminine and masculine energy. But focusing on the U's. So based on the U's are unseen, unheard, or not understood, and unsafe. Okay? So when there's a communication breakdown in a partnership, one of the partners or both feel unseen, feel unheard or not understood, and feel unsafe. Now, it goes both ways. If some situation in the relationship already caused these things, feeling unseen, feeling unheard, feeling unsafe, communication cannot work. On the other side, if there's a communication breakdown, it could cause these things. All right? On the other hand, the 3 C's is criticized, closed, and controlled. Okay? So when one partner or the other feels criticized by your communication or just generally in the relationship, or they're closed, so they're not open to your ideas, they feel like you want to boss them around, or just generally not someone who's open-minded, okay? Communication breakdown. Controlled. If a partner feels like you're exerting too much control or trying to order them around, that will cause problems. So how do we solve this? I've written it here, if you can see. It is willingness and receptivity and our ability to see our part. What that means is for communication to really take place and be effective in any partnership, both partners have to be willing. And when I mean willing, very willing and intentional. They must be committed to making sure that the message sent is the message received. Receptivity there also can be seen as openness. So approaching communication with your partner with an open mind, all right? Such that you're not already judging or criticizing or already formed your opinion about the situation before your partner communicates. You want to be open to the conversation, all right? And then here is to see your part. Almost always in every situation, both partners have a shared responsibility, okay? So it's not a blame game on whether or not your needs has been met. Look at your part. Did you communicate your needs? First of all, do you even know your needs in the relationship? Let alone communicate it, okay? So know your needs, communicate it. And there are ways you can communicate your needs to your partner that they are much more receptive to it, okay? And so if this were PowerPoint, I'll say, boom, next slide. So here we go. My final slide, which is pretty much what most of you were waiting for, is so how do we fix this, all right? I got a couple of ideas here. You may or may not be able to see. If you can, that's great. If not, I might try to move it a little bit closer here. And actually, I'm just going to leave it, all right? So, and I'm going to read it. So, effective communication, all right, could happen using what is called gentle startups, okay? So, gentle startups is a model that was proposed by renowned therapists John and Julie Gottman. And I like that model so much because it gives us practical things that we can use, okay? The first one is complain, don't blame, okay? So it is okay to see a situation and complain about it, but you want to refrain from blaming your partner for the situation. You don't want to do that because that immediately puts them in the defensive and it's very likely that that communication would not go well. The second one is own your feelings, okay, and use I statements. So, for example, you don't want to say, you made me mad. Say, I feel angry right now about something, okay? You don't want to say, you're annoying me or you're pissing me off. Say, I feel annoyed at the moment because of blah, 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 okay? Very, very important, okay? The other thing is describe, don't evaluate or judge. And all of this work hand in hand. So for example, let's say your partner, your partner is on the phone, okay? And then you are feeling irritated by it, okay? You can say, I see that you're on your phone and I would like your attention, okay? You don't go, you're always on your phone. You never have time for me. You never, you don't even take me as important. No. You can say, I need to feel like I matter to you. Rather than saying, you always take me for granted. You see the difference? Only a switch, okay, of owning your feelings, describing the situation, and you can complain but not blame, okay? Next one is make requests in clear and positive terms, okay? So again, you don't go and say, oh, I've been the one taking out the trash every day the past week. Are you ever useful in this house? Or you don't say, why don't you bought me flowers lately? Or vice versa. You don't say like, you always change TV channels. Or, I don't know. It could go back both ways depending on what the issue is. Rather than do that, make a request. Ask specifically for what you need. Honey, would you please call the plumber, to come fix the toilet tomorrow? Or, honey, would you have some time tomorrow to fix the toilet? Honey, I would like you to please help me fix this. Help us, however, okay? Or vice versa, whichever way, depending on who bears the role of the chores around the house or how it's shared. It's like, honey, I would really like your help with dishes tonight. Simple and straightforward, okay? As opposed to, you never help around in this house. All you ever do is get out of the house and go fishing with friends. No. That is not going to get you a good response, okay? Be polite. Please, kindly, whatever, okay? Be polite in your communication to your partner. This is somebody you love and really care for. You don't want to be putting them down, because if you're putting them down, you get part of the brunt too. Very important. And give appreciation, okay? Give appreciation, because when people are starting to take little steps and you give specific feedback to reinforce that, you can expect some continuation of that behavior. So, thank you so much for bringing bread home yesterday, or thank you so much for fixing the broken stroller, or thank you so much for helping with the dishes, or thank you so much for taking care of the kids while I was gone to work. It could be anything. Sometimes it's more emotional needs. Thank you so much for spending time with me at home today. I really appreciated the time together, and I miss you when you're not here. Versus, you're never home. Or like, I really enjoyed our connection time last night. Looking forward to the next time. Okay? Very simple. So, couple of things as I begin to wrap up. Don't store things up. When something happens and really pisses you off or whatever, don't keep piling it up and waiting. And it's like, okay, one after the other, one after the other, and then by the time you eventually say something, you're already feeling emotionally flooded that it can now be a productive conversation. So don't wait, okay? Also, the idea of emotional bank accounts, and that I can talk about a little bit on another new boost, is the idea of small things often, okay? Just the way we invest in ourselves, we should invest in our relationships, and where we do that is making small daily deposits often into a partner. That little appreciation, that little gift, the time together, those little gestures add up. It's like putting into your emotional bank account such that when there's a conflict or something happens, you are both so much in love with each other that you can approach the conversation from a place of love and compassion. Very, very important. Okay? One of the things about emotional bank account is think of it as 5 to 1. Okay? So for every one negative interaction in your union, there must be at least 5 or more positive interactions. Very, very important. This is something I got from John and Julie Gottman. It's okay to take a break and revisit the conversation. If emotions are high and you're not understanding each other and it seems to be like just going back to back, it's okay to revisit, okay? If you forgot everything I said, think of something. Idea. IDEA, okay? The one idea I leave you with today is I. Initiate, okay? When something has gone wrong, you have an idea, you want to talk, or you have a discrepancy, something you want to talk to your partner about, don't wait. Initiate. 2, D, describe. What happened? I noticed there was a scratch on the car. I noticed there's water on the floor. I noticed the kids did not put their toy away. I noticed. Describe. Describe. Very important. You are not judging or blaming your partner. You are describing the situation you have seen. E, express your needs, okay? I would like for these things to be cleared up. I would like for you to please do this. I would like for you to please get me flowers. I would like for you to please watch the kids while I go out with my buddies. I would like, whatever, express your need. And finally, the A there, okay, is initiate, describe, express, ask. Yes, so express how you're feeling. Yeah, I mix it up. So it's I, initiate, D, describe, E, express how you're feeling. I'm feeling angry about this. I'm feeling really unsettled. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed. Can we have this conversation another time? I don't feel like I can put my best into this conversation right now. So express the feelings and A, ask. Make a request. So if you remember anything from what I said, it is idea. IDEA. So if you watch to the end, thank you so much. If you're coming back to watch this again, thank you so much. My name is Damilare, life coach, drug protector, fitness presenter. And actually, I'll continue this new boost every day on different topics, so feel free to join me at noon. The other thing you may have seen, I'm working on something for couples, okay? It's special. I've not announced it yet. If you're curious about what it is, feel free to send me a message. It's going to be really great, helping couples to communicate better and deepen their relationships. I have not launched it yet. I'm so excited about it. The early bird folks who send me a message about it would definitely get the upper hand in this. Either way, this is Damilare, life coach, bringing you tips every day for the next 90 days on how to live a joyful and fulfilled life. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. All right, thank you. From my app. Thank you so much.